Right. Good evening, all of you. Can you hear me, participants?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
we
sir.
can
Good
hear
evening.
you.
Yes, yes.
Right, right. Welcome to the another lecture for B paper. The topic today is role of engineer in society. It's basically, the role of engineer in society, right? So you will have a question on this at the B paper. So this will help you to guide you to prepare for that, right? So let's begin with a question. Question number one. Do you need a society to live in? Now, this is related to the society. If you take the two words, engineer and society, right? So do you need a society to live in? If there is no society, can we live in isolation? These are the two questions I pose to you now, right? So let's see, go to the next slide. There's another question. Do we have a role to play in the society? So if you answer these questions, you will get a better understanding of the role of engineer in society, right? So let's move on and we'll see how it goes. So human beings live in groups. I hear a noise. Can you mute your mics, please? Everyone, can you mute your mics? Right. So it says man is a social animal. It was said by Aristotle centuries ago. Man is a social animal. Man or people cannot live in isolation. That is the general thinking, right? Then he needs the company of his fellow human beings to share his joy and sorrow. So what I'm trying to say is man cannot live in isolation. Or people cannot live in isolation. So man is a social animal. Then what is the society? The term society is most fundamental to sociology. It is derived from the Latin word socius, which means companionship or friendship. So now I am targeting to describe the society, right? Companionship means sociability. Then it indicates that man always live in the company of other people. So human beings are living in groups. They are living in the society with the people, with the groups, right? So we cannot live in isolation. That is the point I want to raise here. Man needs society for his living, working, and enjoying life. So man is a social animal. Whether you are an engineer or not, you are a social animal. You can't live in isolation. That is the point I want to emphasize here. So let's see the definition of society. Society is defined as a group of people who share a common culture, occupy a particular territorial area, and feel themselves to constitute a unified and distinct entity. So this is the dictionary definition, right? It is the mutual interaction and interrelations of individuals and groups. Society has become an essential condition for a human life to exist. So it is very obvious from these slides which I showed you just now, that will emphasize that man is a social animal or people are living in groups, right? You are part of the society now. Whether you are an engineer or doctor or lawyer, you are part of the society. Now, I'm going to talk about your role in the society, right? Another definition, the community of people or varied collection of individuals living in a particular country or region and having shared law, culture, customs, relationship, mutual interest, shared feelings. No, you can't have your feelings for yourself. You share it, your feelings, your thinkings, your mentality with others. You are sharing, right? You share the feelings of your innermost things, right? Now the question comes, why society is relevant to engineers? Is it relevant? Engineers are working with science and technology. You are taught science and technology in the university, in the school. Sociological subjects not relevant. So in the engineering curriculum, sociology part is not there, right? Not trained in sociology. Do engineers lack in knowledge of humanities, culture, sociology? So are we taught humanities, culture, sociology in our university curriculum? Right. So what is lacking in engineering? Training in humanities, training in culture, training in sociology. Is it a curriculum issue? Lack of understanding of the nature. Engineers' role in society not emphasized. That is the basic reason we don't understand our role in the society. Because our creations, our designs, how it affects the society is not much talk of. So that is the main reason, right? So humanities, culture, sociology, these things are taught in other degree programs, not in engineering, right? We have various programs, gatherings, various knowledge sharing sessions, then cultural shows, social issues, social gatherings we have in the university, but not in the curriculum, right? Why society is important to engineers? Engineers are human beings. Engineers interact with people. Although you are an engineer, you are a human being, right? Engineers live in society, a part of the society. That is why it is important. So human beings, although we are engineers, we are human beings, we are part of the society. So we have social behavior. So what is relevance? What is the relevance of sociology in engineering? Engineers have to deal with the society, especially for those who work in the fields. Engineers have to deal with the society, especially for those who work in the fields. They have to understand society needs and design their work to solve problems of society. Now, whatever the job you do, whatever the product you develop, whatever the service you provide, who are the recipients, who are the users? Just think about that. Who are the users? Then automatically the answer will come, right? Engineers with knowledge of sociology would have knowledge of the society needs, right? That would help them to develop a successful career in engineering focus in the society. Now, here the point is this, as I said earlier, you develop something, you provide some service. Who are the users? Just think about it. Whether it is engineering, civil, electrical, mechanical, electronic, mechatronic, whatever the field is, whatever you produce, who are the users? So that is where engineering is most important component in the society. Nature of engineering. So engineering is a dynamic profession. It's changing every time. every moment is changing. It is not static profession, right? Not like other professions, not a profession of uniform practice. Engineering should fit into today's world. Now you see the developments in the technology. Now you see what is produced here is modified tomorrow. Now just take the simple example of the cell phone. In 1970s, 80s, what is the size of the phone? You may not be, born at that time, but it was a large, you call it half brick or gadulbagi, right? That it was that size. Now you see the phone, it's a smartphone. The entire world is in that. You can access anything, anytime, anywhere in the world. You can watch any kind of happening anywhere in the world. You can watch. So the technologies that develop, who are the creators of that technology? Engineers. Who are the users of that technology? People, the society. So that is where engineering is utmost important in any kind of development. So engineer's life deals with various kind of things: designs, calculations, planning, evaluations, management, supervision. And is this the life of engineers? Is it more than this? Right? You do all sort of calculations, designs, planning, evaluations, management, supervision, all that, and produce something. It can be a product or it can be a service, right? So beyond that, you have to think about that. Just look at this picture. The common component is engineering, scientific knowledge and societal needs. Common part is engineering. You have your knowledge, you have your technology, you have your mathematics, science, put everything together, and you cater for the societal need, right? Requirement is research and development of societal needs. Every product coming out to the industry is a product of result of research and development, right? You do a research, you produce something, you again modify it, you see the evaluate it, you see the shortcomings of it, and you keep on continuous development, right? Now, if you take the motor car, see the development now. You take the motor car in 20s, 30s, and take a car now, what are the developments? Right? There are auto cars. You can control the car by being outside, right? Even aircrafts, the most sophisticated people carrier, the aircraft can be controlled automatically. Technology development, right? Just look at this picture. Scientific knowledge, creativity, analysis, societal need, common component is engineering, right? It's a mixture of everything. The creative analysis with scientific knowledge creating to societal needs through engineering gives innovation products and services. So I'm trying to explain the importance of engineering in the engineering arena, right? So let's see some meanings, dictionary meanings. Science, because we use science, the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. It's called organized body of knowledge. The technology, the application of scientific knowledge for practical purpose. Application of scientific knowledge for practical purpose. What you develop, what you produce, what you create for practical purpose, right? Knowledge concerned with applied science. Defining engineering. Scientist discovers that which exist. They discover what was there. Engineer creates that which never was. So you see the difference. Scientists doing experiments, research on things which were there. Engineers create new things which was not there. Is very obvious from the practical examples you see today, right? Right, Ram. Engineer is a professional practitioner of engineering, applying scientific knowledge, mathematics, and develop solutions for technical problems. Isn't that what you are doing? Applying scientific knowledge, mathematics, and develop solution for technical problems. So I will come to that later. I have a slide on that, right? Engineers design materials, structures, and systems while considering the limitations imposed by practicality, safety, and cost. The three words I have highlighted here in the second bullet: practicality, safety, cost. There are three aspects. Practicality, whether it is possible, whether this can be done, practicality. Safety, whatever you produce should be safe for the users. And when engineering comes, engineering is cost, economy of the cost, or economical. So you can't produce anything at any cost. That is not engineering. Nature of engineering. Engineering is application of science to the common purpose of life. Now you see the facilities you enjoy during your day-to-day activities, how much engineering application you use, right? Engineering is the art of directing the great sources of power in nature for the use and convenience of mankind. You see, engineering creations are for mankind, people. Engineering is the art of organizing and directing men and controlling the forces and materials for the benefit of the human race. Right? Human race, people. Let's see this Engineers Council for Professional Development, what it says. It says, engineering is the profession in which the knowledge of mathematical and natural science gained by study, experience, practice is applied with judgment to develop ways to utilize the materials and forces of nature economically for the benefit of the mankind. Wherever you see the role of engineer, the duties of engineer, something he develops or something he produces for the benefit of the mankind. So you think about the things you enjoy now. Maybe a telephone, maybe a motor car, maybe the electrical system, maybe the air conditioning, all creations of engineering for the benefit of the mankind, right? In buildings, the lifts, the facilities you have, right? All for people. 31st President of USA, engineering is a great profession. There is a fascination of watching a figment of the imagination emerge through the aid of science to a plan on paper. Then it moves to realization in stone or metal or energy. Then it brings jobs and home to men. Then it elevates the standard of living and adds to the comfort of life. That is the engineer's high privilege, Herbert Hoover. So, whatever said and done, whatever you do, whatever you produce for the benefit of the people. With that, you will enhance your standards as well, right? As an engineer, mathematician, manager, technologist, scientist, generalist, magician. He is not a magician. He's a creator, but not a magician. Chartered engineer, now you are planning to get through this B paper and complete your 4 years in the industry after graduation, then get the full membership of the professional body, chartered status, right? Chartered engineers are characterized by their ability to develop appropriate solutions to engineering problems using new or existing technologies through innovation, creativity, and change. Innovation, creativity, and change. So you create something, you innovate something, and you make changes, right? Fundamentals in engineering for the betterment of society. Now, these are the things we do. Investigation, planning and design, construction or manufacturing, quality, ensuring quality, operation and maintenance. Whatever you produce, you operate and you maintain it. Then you keep on improving. You look at it and you think the improvement of the process or whatever. You keep on improving. That has happened to the cell phone. Continually improve. Not only cell phones, other products also, right? Then if you take the bulb, light bulb, see the development, lot of development. Research and development, very important component in engineering. You keep on researching, it costs you a lot of money, whether it's a company. Now China spend hell of a lot of money on research and development, and they produce various kind of things every day. It is exported to all over the world. Some are coming here. You can see if you go to the market, products. Some product we never thought of, right? Engineering everywhere. Engineering is all around us, so people often take it for granted, like air and water. Now you look at around you, what are the engineering gadgets you can see? I'm sitting in this Mamsiru studio. I can see a camera. Hello, participants, can you switch off your mics? If you have questions, we can give a time at the end of the lecture. Now I'm sitting in a studio here. I see, when I look around, I see air conditioners, various kind of lights, sound systems, a camera is a moving camera. Then what else? Wi-Fi systems, all sort of gadgets are here. Mixers are there, mics are there, all gadgets, electrical switches, wires, lot of things, right? And behind me, you have a smart board. Everything is engineered, right? I am sitting on a chair which is swings. There's a gadget underneath. All that is engineered, right? Whatever you see, it is engineered. Ask yourself, what do I touch? That is not engineered. Now, if you take your body, it is engineered body. If you take your joints, these are all engineered joints. These are copied to machines sometimes, right? You can't turn your wrist like this if you don't have any facility here to move, right? So people develop various kind of things watching human beings behavior, parts of the body or animals. It's coming like that, right? You take from nature. It's an art. It's an approximation, measurement, estimation, focus, and projection. And engineering is about modeling and simulation. Engineering is communication, technical report writing, and presentation. It is finance, innovation, creative process. So let's see the roles of engineer. So you must be in one of these categories sometimes, or you can be completely out of these categories as well. Manager, politician, salesman, entrepreneur, lawyer, academic, expert, scientist. So there are so many other categories as well, but you are in any of these categories. Whatever your position, you have play you have to play the role of engineer. You have to play the role of engineer. You have to be concerned about the society. You have to be concerned about the people, right? Role as an engineer. Role of engineer is more than the calculations, designs, planning, supervision, etc. Sometimes he plays role which on first impression are not linked to their professional training. Sometimes he plays roles which on first impression are not linked to their professional training. That's why I said at the beginning. The training received as an engineer is a part of the reasons which an engineer can display his versatility and creativity. So engineers should be creative, versatile, come out with new creations, new things. For whom? For the people. Responsibility. We live in a complex global and intercultural world with a lot of problems. It is compulsory that engineers should amplify the horizon of their specialized technical knowledge in the field of development within the norms and the principles of ethics. Norms and principles of ethics. You can't do whatever you want. It should be within the norms. It should be within the ethical principles. So these are the two most important areas. You are controlled by these. As an engineer, you are controlled by these. As a layman, maybe no controls, right? Because you are an engineer, right? So you can't produce whatever you want. You can produce whatever you want, all right, but within the norms and principles of ethics. At the same time, I mentioned earlier, the cost, right? That's another factor, right? And cost and the safety, right? So social responsibilities of engineers. I have listed out some points here. You can read it through and understand the meaning of that. I will read it also. Ensure the safety. Now, I talk of ethics and norms, no? So it is related to that. Ensure the safety and interest ahead of all other considerations for well-being of the public. So you do something, but ensure the safety, right? Ensure that society's funds and resources concerned in technology are well used. Your creation has a cost. So you have to see that funds are properly used, not wasted. Whether you are in a private sector or whether you are in the government sector, they are using funds. Funds are collected from the people, right? Concern about the impact of engineering projects on environment and society. So you are in a project, you have a role, ensure that environment is protected, society is protected, right? That's why I said you can't do anything you want. There are certain norms and regulations, right? And ethical limitations. Refusing to work on particular project or for a particular company, violating above. I am working in a company that violates the environmental rules. I should make a protest. I should say I can't do this. How much I am paid? You're not allowed to violate that ethical practices and norms, right? As an engineer, right? Speaking out publicly against improper projects. You have the right to speak. I am in this organization doing these kind of things. These are against the norms of engineering. That's another thing, right? And also the expose illegal or wrongdoings. You have the right, moral right to expose them. And professional societies obligation to provide protection for such. Professional bodies should protect these people, right? Those who are raising the issues of unethical kind of happenings, these people should be protected. You can see in various organizations, people come up with various allegations, various complaints about various practices, and there are organizations to protect them. Contributing services to worthy non-profit group and projects. As engineers, you are working for the society, and whether it is profit-making business or not, you have a responsibility, right? Worthy non-profit groups and projects, right? So don't, as an engineer, we should not demand money all the time. Commitment to educate future engineers about their social responsibility. That is our responsibility as engineers. You have to educate the up and coming young people, right? Engineers. Voluntarily educating the public about important consequences of various technological and scientific developments. So it is your responsibility. If something is happening, some projects is coming up, you have a public hearing. Engineers go to the public and explain the kind of work happening here. These are the benefits, right? These are the things you have to, give up or accommodate. When you have a kind of a development, there will be some damages or repercussions also, but you have to mitigate that. So you have to have a balance of that. So you can't do a road from A to B sometimes without cutting trees. So you have to have an alternative for that, right? So there are instances where you change certain things. I'll tell you one example from my experience. I'm a highway engineer. I was the designer for the road at Malabe. It's called Chandrika Kumartunga Mawata from Malabe, Kaduvela Malabe Road, maybe 1 kilometer from Malabe. There's a road turn off to your left when you're traveling from Malabe. that goes to the IT park. It was targeting IT park and Cynic and IT park. That road I designed. I did the construction supervision also. So when I did the layout, it was now we did a desk study first. After taking the surveyed sheet, we put a road layout on the map. Then we transfer that to the ground and see whether it's possible. So when we transfer that to the ground and we walk along the center line, when we are going along the center line, it was some group of people came and met me and said, "Sir, your road is going over our well. This is very old well. We are bathing here for years and it is going to be affected. What can you do for us?" So I realized that. Then I changed the alignment. I bypassed the well. The people are happy, right? So that is your responsibility. So you can't do whatever you want. You have to have a listening to them also. So now if you go on this road, Chandrika Kumar Pungamawata to MIT, Millennium Information Technology, that road, by the side of the road, that well is there, still people are using it, right? So I changed I did a small adjustment, I changed the alignment. So you have to explain. There are certain instances you can't change it, then you have to explain to the people. If you do it this way, this is the repercussion. If you do that way, this is the repercussion, and make the people to understand. Compromise, right? This will bring recognition to the profession and also your recognition in society as well. So I have being a highway engineer, I have designed roads on new roads. Wherever I go, you have to listen to the people. Now I get certain information from the people also. Now I was doing access road to Kukuleganga project, the hydropower project. And from the hydrological data, I get a flood level, certain flood level. But when I met the people to explain various things, I asked, what is the maximum flood level in this area? So he gave me a very high level, higher than the design calculation. So I designed for that. The road and the bridge was safe. So there was a flood and nothing happened to the bridge. So these are the things you have to get a certain feedback from the people as well. So arguments that engineers don't have social responsibilities. So what are the arguments? Professions have social responsibilities, but engineering is not a profession like medicine and law, and so it does not have the same social responsibilities. These are the arguments, right? I'm just putting you the arguments. We'll discuss that later. Engineering is not given the same privileges as other professionals. So there is no social obligation that promotes engineers' social responsibility. So these are the kind of argument that is there in society as well, right? Engineers deals only in objective facts. Engineer was manager relation in large organization. Now, when you become manager, your relationship with the society gets, distance. Engineering does not serve a crucial social need or full social interaction. Now, when you look at these things, our engineers are not much recognized in the society. Why is that? Now, if you take doctors, lawyers, they are well recognized. We engineers, we create so many things. We create so many facilities for the people, but we are not recognized. What is the reason? Basic reason is our interaction with the people is very minimal compared to lawyers and doctors. That is why we are engineers are not much given privileges like other professions. So you have to create it. I will come to that later, how to create that. Engineering codes of ethics. Engineers shall hold paramount the safety, health, and welfare of the public and shall strive to comply with the principles of sustainable development in the performance of their professional duties. Okay, there's another new word comes, sustainable development, right? Now, wherever you read these code of ethics in engineering, everywhere you get the same kind of things, protect the people, protect the general public. Now, software engineers code of ethics says approve software only if they have a well-founded belief that it is safe, meets specifications, passes appropriate tests, and does not diminish quality of life, diminish privacy, or harm the environment. Now, there are so many violations. Now, you see, in the IT world also, you get various kind of hacking. Now, our accounts are hacked, use of various things. These are not ethical, right? Whoever does it, it's not ethical, right? As engineers, you can't do that, right? The ultimate effort of the work should be for public good. So if somebody does any hacking, somebody gets into somebody else's account and, do various kind of illegal stuff, that is not ethical. As engineers, you should not do it. Let's see another ethics code. Engineers shall, in fulfilling their responsibilities to the community, protect the safety, health, and welfare of the public, and speak out against abuse in these areas affecting the public interest. So it says always protect the public, right? Contribute professional advice as appropriate to civic, charitable, or other non-profit organizations. Now, you are not supposed to expect perks, benefits out of your service, right? You will be paid, but all right, but not always, target for that. So that is the point. So you have to do voluntary work as well, right? Seek to extend public knowledge and appreciation of the engineering profession and its achievements. So you always be volunteer, right? You have to find time for that. So let's see, modern definition of engineering proposed by Institute of Professional Engineers in New Zealand. Engineers will translate into action the dreams of humanity, traditional knowledge and concept of science to achieve sustainable management of the planet through the creative application of technology. It's very obvious, no? Right? Sustainable management of the planet through creative applications. Engineering is creativity, right? Why engineers have the responsibility of interaction of technology and society? Because engineers are the ones who create and implement the technology. Create and implement the technology. Should be responsible for their own actions and creations because of the impact of their work on society and people, right? So whatever, as I said earlier, whatever you develop, whatever you create, the service or a product is a customers or the users or general public. So you have responsibility to see that the product is made safely without, I told you several things, safety, concern about the health and the environment, and it should not do any harm to anybody, right? Today, the consequence of human creativity in the areas of engineering, technology, and science have reached status that a few decades ago were unimaginable. It's true. Now you see the development in the industry, civil engineering field, electrical engineering, electronic engineering, mechatronics engineering. Now, I read one article day before yesterday. Now in China, now here you have Uber service. Uber, pick me. You can order by being at home and get your stuff, food or whatever, to your home. Right? That's kind of a new development. But what happens in China? There's no person bringing in stuff. It is a drone. Drone comes to your garden and you have to collect the stuff and it will go off. So that kind of development is happening. It will come to Sri Lanka very soon, right? Now you see biotechnology, nanotechnology, genetic engineering, artificial intelligence, information technology. Now these areas have developed immensely, given facilities to general public, people, right? All for people. Human creativity is the most considerable component in this, right? Engineers are accountable. Capacity and development means power. Capacity and development mean power. Knowledge is also power. When you have knowledge, there is power. With power comes responsibility. Knowledge implies responsibility as well. Obligations of the engineer must be of same degree with the level of his power. Responsibility comes with obligation and accountability. You see the connections, power, knowledge, responsibility, obligation, and accountability, right? So you will get all that, right? So when you have knowledge, it's power, right? Greatest engineering achievements of 20th century. Now you see some of the developments in the world. Behind all these developments, nothing, it is engineering, right? Nuclear technology, electronics, laser and fiber optics, space exploration, petroleum and gas technology, aeronautics, electrification, agricultural mechanization, imaging technology, health technology, training, research and development. Now, if you go to a hospital, your body can be scanned without opening it. It is done by rays, various kind of rays. Engineering. So if you go to a garage to repair your car, he puts a gadget into your car and get the full list of errors or the defects. It scans everything. Technology, engineering. So in all these areas, engineering is a prime contribution, prime development component. Training, research and development. Research and development is developing products, and you have to train people for that. Engineers impact on society through infrastructure, power and energy, environment, poverty alleviation. That is part of engineering, right? Food production, natural disasters mitigation, research and development, education and training, health sector development, discovery, recovery. So all these areas will have engineering component, right? Major component is engineering. Now we'll see some images of them. These are the infrastructure developments, right? Now, with the development of expressways, you can reach your destination very fast. It saves a lot of time. Now, if you go to Gaul on the old Gaul Road, it takes 3 hours. Now, it is only 1.5 hours, or maybe less than that, right? So, various developments, infrastructure developments are happening all over the world. It's basically construction, right? Not only highways, railways, various other developments as well in facilities for the people, right? Maybe water supply projects or maybe various other kind of projects, right? Electricity supply or all sort of things, right? Power and energy. So renewable energy is playing a major role nowadays. Solar, then wind and nuclear kind of stuff is now going out of the scene. So these were found useful some time back, but it's going out of the scene now because of the negative part, consider the negative part of it, right? So world is moving towards a direction where safety is concerned most, right? Environmental damage, all that is reduced, mitigated. We are moving in that direction. Preserve environment. Now, is one component you have to think about. There are natural resources. You should not destroy them. You have to protect them because that strike the balance of the environment, right? The poverty is part of engineering because poverty alleviation is part of you, right? Now, I want to show this picture, the one below here, down here, with the child crawling and followed by a bird, big bird, is called vulture, right? This picture was taken by a photographer. His name is Kevin Carter. He was in Sudan. He named it as Feminine in Sudan 1993. So he produced this picture to, he showed this, he submitted this picture to an exhibition and he won the Pulitzer Prize winning feature photograph by South African photojournalist Kevin Carter. He won the first prize for this. Unfortunately, he committed suicide after winning the prize. You know how he got himself killed? He went into the garage, he started his car and closed all the doors and windows, stayed inside, inhaled carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, and killed himself. Reason still not very known, but some say he was accused by people saying that you didn't want to save the child, you were interested in taking the picture. So he couldn't bear that allegations. That is why he committed suicide. That is what the story says. Now, if you take today concept also, today scenario also, if any accident happens, what will people do? They take, their priority is taking pictures, making videos, right? Not to save lives. It's there. So it is not proper, it is not ethical. As engineers, we should not do it, right? Then food production is majority coming with farm mechanization processes, right? So a lot of things processes are mechanized now. Machines are used in place of people. That will produce more products and it does a very efficient service, right? So engineering is there. Natural disasters. Now, you see various disasters happening very recently in USA, bushfire and floods in Bangladesh, floods in Sri Lanka, tsunamis, right? So we were affected by tsunami very badly. A lot of lives were killed. And is basically you have the responsibility in mitigating or stopping these things as much as possible. There are limitations to that because you can't, there are certain things we can't control as well, right? Then you have to, I will come to the next slide. Then you have to think of recovery. Research and development. So it's a very vital component in any area because that will take you to the front. Education and training. So it's very important part as well. As a you should not be a lecturer to educate others or train others. You must be able to, as engineers, to share your knowledge and, as I told you earlier, to bring the knowledge level of others. Health, I told you earlier also. Now, health is basically engineering, right? And in the medicine, you get chemicals. All these are chemicals. You know, you analyze chemicals, what the chemicals do in your body, right? You have to analyze all that, right? And there are nowadays in the area of the health, very few operations you cut open and, do. All done without opening, inserting various gadgets into your system, right? Through your veins. Huh? So that is the development. We didn't have this kind of thing several years back. Everything is cut, chop and open, right? Now you don't have to do anything. Now, even I heard that any hernia operations can be done without opening. Is makes only 3 holes in your body and insert some gadgets to make the situation correct, right? So you don't see any cuts. Discovery, there are so many new things happening around the world. So some of them, the one up there, the aircraft is the latest, not the latest, is there for some time. The largest aircraft in the world, A380, it's a double-decker aircraft. We never thought of double-decker aircrafts, right? So it can carry up to 600 people. Then below is a rotating tower. Is in Dubai. Is floors are rotating. And on the right-hand side, you find this Burj Al Arab. Is a replica of a sailboat. It's the most expensive hotel in the world. Now you can see the white color surface. That is a fabric. So it's called structural fabric. It's manufactured in Sri Lanka, right? This factory is in Bergamo, free trade zone. They import raw materials and make it here. Structural fabric. Now Sri Lanka export this to Australia also. Australia, if you look at the photographs of Melbourne cricket ground, The pavilion is with this structural fabric. And also in India, Jawaharlal Nehru Cricket Ground, the pavilion is covered with this structural fabric manufactured in Sri Lanka, right? So a lot of things are happening. All engineering stuff, right? We never had fabrics as shields or coverings. Now it's there, right? Recovery. Now, this is the recovery. These are the pictures I have taken. When I went to, as highway engineer, I went to down south immediately after the tsunami. So these are the pictures I have taken and recovery. So we put the rail track back within 3 months. Right, these are the status at the immediately after the disaster. Tsunami struck the down south. So we put it back in 3 months. The rails are running after 3 months, right? So recovery, engine, all that is engineering, right? Challenges for the next generation for engineers. Energy scenario, secure cyberspace, green technology, water availability, energy efficiency, global warming, waste management. Waste is a very huge trouble now, problem. You have to manage it, you have to handle it properly. So there are various methods being proposed, experimented, and in practice, they are challenging targets, right? Then green technology, renewable energy, green technology. Good old days, we were living in the jungle with animals. We were eating meat, fruits from the trees. And little by little, we destroy the jungle and built up areas, buildings, right? Now we are living in a concrete jungle. Now the latest trend, we are now trying to convert the concrete jungle into a real jungle by covering the buildings with various trees, scapers, right? Various things. Have you seen that? There are so many examples, right? So we were in the jungle. We destroyed the jungle and made concrete jungle. Now we are going to convert the concrete jungle into real jungle. So then you see the cycle, how it goes, right? Most important thing is engineers' contribution at the primary decision-making process is vital. Whatever the project, will be energy or highway or infrastructure or water or hydropower or electrification or you engineers input at the decision-making level, at the top level is vital. Then you can input your thinkings, right? What I told you up to now, they have some impact on the society, right? At this picture, now these children are carrying water on their head from the well to their homes, right? Now, this is not a picture from Sri Lanka, this is from Africa, but in Sri Lanka also this is happening. All the people don't have water supplied to their homes. So you have to go a long distance to carry water on. Now, when small children like these, when they carry water very regularly on head, that's a heavy weight on the head, they won't grow tall. So there's a research done and it was found that they won't grow tall. And also the children, small ones, carrying their brothers and sisters, most of the time they won't grow tall, right? For this, there was a solution, engineering solution proposed. That is this. This is a Q drum, they call it Q drum. The drum which can be rolled on the ground, and this is the barrel inside water. So you don't have to carry on your head. So this is a creation, right? This is used in other countries, especially in Africa, they are using this. This is called Q drum, right? So it is the shape is like this. You can fill it with water, turn it, and roll it, right? You can take it to a place you want. So there are various shapes, developments. This creative engineering, useful for the people. And the communication. Communication is very important. So we are lacking in communication in most of the cases, right? Communication should be improved. You must be a good marketeer, right? Mahatma Gandhi says there are two types of people in this world. One category works hard, other category get credit from others' work. My father advised me to be in the first category because there is no fight among the working category. Fight is within the category who does not work but try to get the credit. This is very true, right? Points to think about. Politicians are with the society. Engineers rarely deal with the society. Now, you think about yourself, right? Politicians are with the society. Now, you take the politicians in the industry, in the society. They are always with the society. If any societal issue comes, they come first. If there are any issues, they go to the politician. Whether it is engineering or non-engineering, they go to the politician. That is the link they have. Engineers rarely deal with the society, right? Engineers are reluctant to work with politicians. Another reason. So that is why they don't go and meet politicians. Majority, yeah? Not everybody, majority. So there's something wrong here. Engineers should work for the society. When there's an issue in the society, engineers should come first, not the politician, right? So you need a change. You have to change your mindset. That thereby you earn your position, right? So I'll come to another slide where is very interesting. How many in your neighborhood know that you are an engineer? How many? Sometimes even the next door person doesn't know that you are an engineer. You go to the junction, top of the road, where there are the three wheels are parked, where you can go and get a three wheel from there. You go and ask, engineer, let's say, take my name, Prabodha. Where is engineer? Prabodha Jinase. Dhanwa they make it. They look up, down and say, hey, no, we don't know such person. You go and ask Dr. Prabodha Jinase, you know. A doctor? Ah, yes, yes. Go down the lane, second left, first house on the right. You ask lawyer Prabodha Jinase, you know. Ah, yes, yes, he is down there. First house on the right. So what is the difference? Engineers are not known. Doctors, lawyers are known. The problem itself is there. You are not known in the society, right? Because your contributions to the society is not identified, recognized. How many times you have given engineering advice to others voluntarily? if somebody is putting up a house next door, have you given any advice? So sometime back, the road which was going on in front of my house was repaired. They did a overlay. Overlay means you on the access road you put some metal and compact and put tar. I'm a highway engineer, right? It was handled by the urban council. It has been subcontracted to a company. So they are doing it. So I was watching. At one place, no, in front of my place. Now, when you are putting this metal on excessive road, there's a minimum thickness. If you reduce or if you put anything less than that, that will not last long. That will go off after some time. So that's the theory. So minimum thickness, it depends on the size of the metal. You have to put. So I have noticed they are putting less than the minimum thickness. I went out and said, here it is wrong. Don't do it like this. This against the specification. Then this fellow, the supervisor said, sir, we have been advised to do like this. We can't change this. So if you are doing like this, don't do this. This part don't do. I will speak to your supervisor, the site engineer. Then I spoke to him. Said, you are doing it wrongly. Don't do it if you are doing it wrongly. You have to put the minimum thickness of material. So then he came and spoke to me. I said, I'm an engineer. I'm working, my area is highway. So I know this. Do it correctly. So he advised then his supervisor. He put the minimum thickness. He told the supervisor to get advice from me. Right? So it was done like that and it's still there without any damage. With that incident, people on the road came to know that I'm a highway engineer and I'm not working for RDA that time. They thought I'm working for RDA and if something is happening on the road, go and ask RDA engineer. So that was the recognition I get from that incident. So likewise, similar situation. Now, if I go on the road, if I see a water leak, what I do? I immediately call the water boat in that area and say, at this particular point, there's a water leak. You have to attend to that immediately. It is not my job, but I have a responsibility. So there's one incident. I called the water boat and said, there's a water leak at this particular location. You have to attend it immediately. I didn't say who I am. Okay, we'll attend to it. Nothing happened. Our next day also, I called them. I said, water leak I complained to you has not been attended. You have to attend to that immediately. Otherwise, I will complain to the chief engineer. Then following day, they attended. It was done. So likewise, you have certain responsibilities towards the society and water leakage is waste of money. Whose money? Our money, right? Now that road was not done properly. I am losing my access. I am using my road. I am destroying. After washing at that, I am allowing them to do some substandard work, and it will go off after some time. Then it will create problem for me because it is my access. So if you see something happening wrong, you have the right to say, as an engineer, don't do it. This is wrong. do it this way, this is the correct method. If that is not happening, you have to speak or write to the superior. So there are so many examples in my life, of course. I have taken action. I have sometimes I don't tell them who I am, but if things are not happening, you have to expose yourself, right? Then only they realize and attend to that, right? How many times now, if you don't know, now, how many times you have given engineering advice to others, then people don't know. Then what do you have to do? You have to have a t-shirt with I'm an engineer, right? You have to have a board in front of you, I'm an engineer. Right? Whatever you carry, you have to have the label, I'm an engineer. That is not the way. Others should realize you are an engineer. So do you have ample opportunities? So make use of them and behave as engineer. How many in your organization know that you are an engineer? In your organization, the company you are working for, right? Then the funniest thing is they know accountant, finance manager, administrative officer more than you. Why? What is the reason? But you are the breadwinner. You are the person who's bringing in revenue to the organization, but you are not recognized. Right? What is it? Think about it. If ordinary person wants to buy a solar system, from whom you get advice? Engineer or shop owner? Why? If you are in a shop or a hardware shop, if you're an engineer, if somebody comes and asks, what is the best cement I had to use? What is the best cable I had to use? What is the thickness of the cable I had to use for this purpose? If you are there, if you keep your mouth shut and wait, advice will be given by the shopman. He doesn't have any experience, any knowledge. So whenever you get opportunity, you help others. So that's why that is the way of, the way of getting the recognition from the society, right? What is this? Now I am telling you, now think about yourself, right? What is the social activity you got involved in last 3 months? Is there any 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, or 0? Think about it, right? Then you may be providing indirect service, but direct service to society bring you recognition, direct service. Now we are doing indirect service. We are working in office, we do calculations, comparisons and costing and all that. But it doesn't, who did it will not go to the ground level. So when you make something, when you do something, there should be message going to the ground level as well. In how many projects engineers are recognized at the opening ceremonies? How many engineers participate in these opening ceremonies? They are reluctant. They don't want to go and meet people. But you have to make use of the opportunity. We don't like to work with politicians, that's all right. But when you explain, I have worked with politicians, right from the president down to the parliamentarians. When I'm working in projects, of course, I explain what to do. This, if you do it this way, this is the benefit. This way, that is the benefit. These are the repercussions. I'll tell you one example. I was handling these industrial zones at Ratmalana. That time, one of the politicians, very strong politician in the government, he was the Minister of Industries, visited site and he was briefed by the people to divert a drain to void some lands. Then I explained to him, if you divert this like this, the way you propose, these are the repercussions. I have selected the best path for that with my engineering knowledge. If you divert like that, these are the repercussions. Later on, there will be flooding. It will affect entire stuff, entire area. He realized. He agreed. And he allowed me to proceed with the plan I propose. So there are instances where you can convince these people, the decision makers, right? There may be one or two situations where you can't convince them, but there are majority of the cases, in my experience, you can convince them. But we are a bit reluctant to deal with them. That is you have to get out of the mentality, right? Important points to think about. These things I am bringing up for you to correct yourself if you are in that. When you go for meetings, lectures, etc., where do you sit? Front or back? Think about yourself. Don't think about others. Think about yourself. How many meeting and lectures you have opened your mouth to speak? When you speak, when speaker calls somebody from the audience, how many times you have volunteered? Something happens on the street, have you come forward for any assistance? It's have certain weightage on your recognition in the society, right? So that's why I'm putting these points across to you. You think about it, but you need to get the attention of the general public for the recognition of engineers in the society. Important points to think about. What are the ISL activity? What are the activities you have got involved in last 6 months? ISL has a lot of activities, right? Contribute to others' work. Share your knowledge with others. Make the society feel that you are wanted. Any committee, ISL, there are so many committees, so many societies, you can come and take part in that, right? Contribute yourself and make a feeling that you are wanted. I want that man to be here. So that is the concept. That is the thinking you should have. Now, I am not a handsome guy, but I can give my hands to someone who needs help. Beauty is in heart, not in face. Abdul Kalam. Now, who's going to invite you for social work? No one. You have to get involved on your own, voluntarily. Right? So think about that. So what are the activities organized by IESL? There are so many activities, a lot of activities, right? There are 7 sexual committees. You can come and take part in sexual committees, but that is within the engineering community. So no society involvement in that, but there are events organized by IESL for people, general public, right? Public and memorial lectures. This is open for anybody. You can make yourself, you can share your knowledge. You can share your knowledge. Sharing knowledge will improve your knowledge, right? This is the understanding I have because I have done so many training programs around the country. To improve your knowledge, you share it. The more you share, more you learn, more you understand. Educational programs. There are a lot of educational programs, right? Memorial lectures are very important because memorial lectures they are targeting very specific high-tech kind of facts. Fact, that's full of lectures, right? Then educational programs, there are a lot of educational programs. Technical and field visits, where you get a chance to go to some other organizations and see what is happening there and what are the things they are doing and what are the things they produce, and field visits to various projects. So take part in that. I don't see wherever possible. I used to take part in these visits and this technical stuff, but I don't see much young people taking part. Competitions, there are a lot of competitions at various levels, and you can take part in competition and come up with your own creations that will take you a long way. Then there's a competition called Engineering Excellence Award. Various categories are there. You can come forward and participate in that. In fact, in this Excellence Award, I won the Best Chartered Engineer Award in 2014. So, like question, anybody has the opportunity to take part and contribute, right? Then Techno Exhibition is a very massive engineering show in October over 3 days. There are various things you can, come and participate, various competitions, various talks, and also you meet a lot of industry people and general public. You can meet general public in various forums. And a lot of opportunities are there, so we take part in that. Then building clinic is a concept I developed some time back to help the people, those who are putting up their houses. So we have a spare stall for that. We have experts from the industry sitting there. Then people come and get advice free, right? It's a very successful event. You can come and contribute. You can come and help. We need a lot of young people to uh, help in the sense organize things. And there are so many things you can learn. And when people come with various questions, various problems, you can listen to them and you can improve your knowledge also, building it. So you have New Year and Christmas festivals. So New Year function, New Year festival is coming up in end of April this year. So take part in those. Then you have Toastmaster Club to improve your public speaking and your language. This is a very good platform for you to improve yourself and uh, make speeches in front of audience. So most of the people can't do that because they have a phobia. When you go in front of the people, you have a phobia. So get rid of that and you improve your language skills. Then sports club is there. So you can take part in the sports club. And there are a lot of sports games are organized by them. Then also we have music engineers group. I form that also. So the engineers with the talents in music, there's a platform for them to perform. We have formed this music group in 2015 and it's progressing. This is the 10th year now, right? Your career development. What is your career development means? You have to develop professionally. Your professional life is one. Second one is personal life. You have to develop your personal life. Career development is that. Third one is your social life. So these three areas you have to develop. Then you can say you are well developed. You have a well developed career. Professional life, of course, you are developing, all right. Personal life also to some extent you are developing, but social life part is most of the cases missing. Develop that also. What is success? What is the secret of success? Right decision. How do you make right decisions? Experience. How do you get experience? Wrong decisions, failures. You learn more when you fail than being successful. Falling down is not defeat. Defeat is when you refuse to get up. Falling down is all right. I mean, everybody fall down. Refuse to get up means the defeat. Be a can person, but not can't person. Choice is yours. Develop positive mindset. Think this way. If one can do it, I can do it. If no one can do it, I must do it. And don't think this way. If one can do it, let him do it. If no one can do it, how can I do it? Don't think that way. Right. Now, when you watch news, when you read newspapers, or when you listen to, when you watch anything on, say, gossip or whatever, right? People are complaining. In the villages, we don't have drinking water. We have to walk long distance to get drinking water. Some people complain about the electricity. We don't have electricity supply in our houses. We have been waiting for years. The lines didn't come to our side. It's a complaint. No bridge to cross the stream. People are going on Edand. Sometimes during the rain, people fall into water and got drowned, killed. How many times you have heard these stories from the news or newspapers? No facilities in hospitals, buildings are collapsing, roof is falling, roof is leaking, right? These are the issues in the society, right? Poor roads or no roads to places. We are going through the jungle. We don't have access road to that place, that temple or that school or that hospital, right? School building needs repairs. Walls are cracking, walls are falling. No one is there to repair them. No transport service after 6 p.m. We don't have buses to go to the village. No transport. No mobile signal in our now. During the COVID period, we had these online lessons from schools, universities, everywhere. So you have to have good mobile signals in your area uh, to listen to these lectures. But you see, during that period, people are climbing trees. Some are climbing power lines, power towers. Some are on water tanks to get the signals. No mobile signals. There are, even now, there are certain areas without proper signals, right? Now, my question is, who responds to these issues? Now, look at the issues again. Drinking water, electricity supply, bridge, no facilities in hospital, poor road, school building, no transport service, no mobile signal. Some of them, right? These are not all. Now, my question is, who is responsible? Who should take action for this? Is it ministries, provincial authorities, divisional secretary, Grama Sevaka? Who are responsible? Who is responsible? One person or several persons, several organizations? what are these, if you go to the crust of these issues, what is the basic problem there? Oh, engineering bodies. Can the drinking water problem, who's going to solve? Grama Sevaka? Provincial center? Minister? Ministry? No one. All these are problems to be solved by engineers. All these problems should be solved by engineers, right? So if I come to know that my area there's a drinking water problem, the engineer in that area should come forward. There you get the recognition. When you complete the project, you will get the recognition. No mobile signal, electronic engineers come forward and look at this problem and provide the facilities. No road engineers should come forward. No facility in the hospital, buildings are collapsing. Building engineers should come forward. So this is the area you have to improve, right? If you salute your duty, you need not salute anybody. But if you pollute your duty, you have to salute everybody. This is Abdul Kalam again. Be an engineer of great value to profession, family, and society. So you have, I think you have gained the first two, but think about the third one, then you will get the recognition. What is 3R in career life? Respect for self. Respect yourself first. How? By behaving as an engineer, right? Behavior as well as appearance also important, right? Respect for others. Responsibility of all your actions. That is 3R, right? Your duty should be engineer as a technical leader, engineer as a manager, and engineer as a social leader. So technical, you may be doing your duty as a technical leader, as a manager, but are you doing it as a social leader is a question. So I think I have pointed out to you the areas we engineers are lacking, right? So you have to develop that and come out of this situation. You have to do sacrifices, you have to do voluntary work, right? So that is how you have to get out of this, because engineers, the doctors, lawyers are directly with the people. They directly deal with the people. But we do a lot of things for them, but we are not directly with the people. That is the main issue we have. So we have to create that opportunity and meet the people. So my final remarks are, you have to improve your language skills. You have to take up responsibilities. Get all-round experience, not particularly your area. Get all-round experience. If you are electrical engineer, get some other knowledge in other areas as well. If you are a civil engineer, get knowledge of other areas as well. At least you must be able to attend to your work at home. Domestic, if you have a water problem, if you have electrical problem, if you have a construction problem, at least to some extent you must be able to handle them. Rather than this is not my job, this is not my area, I am an electrical engineer, this is not my work. Don't say like that. Try to, get an overall knowledge, overall picture of the thing, and you can go a long way like that. Share your knowledge. Enjoy what you do. If you enjoy what you do, you will get the best results. If you don't enjoy what you do, you won't get the best results. Be a chartered engineer within minimum possible time. serve the society and your country. That is the main message I want to give you, right? So you are sitting for this B paper. So B paper, you are eligible after 1 year after graduation, I believe. I'm not sure about the condition now. Earlier, it was actually B paper, you had to sit with the charter after 4 years. Now it has been advanced because there were a lot of failures sometime back. Now it has improved a lot. And we had a time pass rate was something like 50%. Now it has gone up to like, 78. So it's a very good sign. And these series of lectures, of course, help them to, refresh their memory and, get on real stuff in their mind. And I'm going again through these final remarks. Improve your language skills. So best way to join the Toastmasters if you want to improve your English language, right? There are other ways also, reading English newspapers and also listening to English news. That is the best, right? And if you are referring newspapers, of course, go to the editorial. That gives the best English. Take up responsibilities, get all-round experience, do work with dedication and commitment, share your knowledge, enjoy what you do, be a chartered engineer within minimum possible time. That is because after passing out, you can get your chart after 4 years. I got it after 4 years. So I fully concentrated and got all my requirements, and after 4 years, I got it. So requirement is that, but nowadays, of course, people are getting delayed. So 1 day delay means is a loss for you, right? So think about that also. And also serve the society and the country. So thank you very much. And I believe you have gathered something out of this lecture that will help you to, answer the question in the paper. If you have any questions, I can spare a few minutes. If you have any questions, I can answer. You can. There are no questions. We'll close the session and wish you all the best at the forthcoming B paper on 30th March. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.